All right. You may notice, but I have a new mic. You can't see it. I did get it out of frame. I can't put it into frame. Hopefully everything sounds good. Okay. I gotta talk at it now. But I do got a new mic. So stuff is being changed here. I'm super excited. This is the first YouTube video with it. All right. So you can already tell by the title. It's Lore Rant 11.2.7. All right. We're talking all the spoilers from the 2.7 that um, I found on the PTR. So there were two big quest lines. You probably see the full playthroughs. Those are super long. I'm going to basically recap those and tell you what's going on the 11.2.7 PTR. So spoilers ahead. If you want to go into the 11.2.7 patch, which should be in December, or actually it's confirmed December 2nd, actually, yeah. Confirmed December 2nd. Um if you want to go into that not knowing what's going on, because again, I'm going to be talking about the Warning quest line and the Pandaren Heritage. So, spoilers for both of those going forward. But I won't be spoiling Midnight stuff. I'm not going to be talking about anything in Midnight in regards to either of these things. I'm just going to be going over what's going on the 2.7 PTR. So, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. There you go. Don't yell at me. Now let's get to it. So, we'll start light. We'll start light with the Pandaren Heritage. Okay, so with the Pandaren Heritage, you started off, you're if you've ever played a Pandaren, you go through the Wandering Isle. There's that whole starter area, right? And that's a big deal for the Pandaren. If you did it for Mob Classic or if you've done it recently, uh, I guess you wouldn't have done it if you just boosted a panda. I would recommend, if you're gonna do this quest line, do the Pandaren starter experience. Maybe do it fresh, get it refreshed in your mind, and then either play the character or don't, like, just do it to get a refresher if you can. But it's basically a continuation, like all the characters coming back together. We're heading back to the Wandering Isle, and it's kind of cool. You see Lily's father. Lily's grown up. Chen. Well, and it's Chen's brother. And there's this cool quest line where you meet a lot of the people, all the spirits. You can even see Double Agent out there, the neutral Pandaren. One thing that I'll talk about my problems at the end. But yeah, and you're doing this spirit festival on the Wandering Isle, and it's a cool, nice little quest line. It's not too long; it's about an hour if you really get into it. Um, but probably less if you're just doing it to do it. You could get it done in less. But what's really cool, and this is like the big spoiler, is you find out that the Wandering Isle, aka Shenzhen Zoo, the turtle, is returning to Pandaria. Now, Shenzhen Zoo hasn't returned to Pandaria since Lu Lang died, right? It used to be a common occurrence when Lu Lang was alive, Shenzhen Zoo would return and all that, but Shenzhen Zoo has not been to its home in Krasarang there in a long time. Maybe 10,000 years? And it even avoided the mist, right? So this, like I said, this is probably pre 10,000 years, right? So for 10,000 years, this turtle was like, I'm not going home. I miss my friend. I have his children on my back. I'm gonna keep them safe. And now, after that long, Shenzhen Zoo is returning home. That's cool, right? And I thought this was really great. You got all the Pandaren together. Shenzhen Zoo returns to Pandaria, and Yulong with with Lore Walker Cho pops out and is just like, "Yo, you're back in Pandaria," and we're like, "What?" And I just thought that was so cool. And I think this is so cool for the Pandaren. I've been hoping, like, remember when I thought about the order halls? This makes so much sense to me. I may have never mentioned this, but the second this happened, I was like, yo, of course. Yes, Shenzhen Zoo should return home. Should return home. This is great. If I were to ever think of like what a Pandaren heritage would be, this I should have done one. I should have done a spec. I gotta go look back and see if I've talked about this before, but this is like perfect. I thought this was great. Then you get the heritage armor and you get your very own balloon, and I thought that was freaking phenomenal. Now, there are a few problems with it. I might as well talk about it now. I'm talking about it. The turtle isn't actually on the Pandaria map, right? You can't fly from the turtle to Pandaria, and I feel like that has to happen, right? I feel like they need to put that turtle on the Pandaria map so Pandaren can get to it. If not, at least Pandaren need to be able to go back and forth. I couldn't get off. I didn't know how to get back. I was stuck on the Wandering Isle. So either they should put it on the Pandaria map, or Pandaren and monks have access to it, right? And the other little problem I had is it could just because it's the PTR and we're literally not supposed to be testing this part, maybe, but you didn't in the starting experience you get rep with the academy. I was hoping to finish the rep and they didn't have you do that. I feel like that should be a thing, right? The rep should finish so we can have that completed rep with the Pandaren heritage. It's a full circle thing. So my only complaints about the Pandaren heritage, because I thought it was great, is put the turtle in Pandaria and give me the rep. All right, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be perfect for the Pandaren. Now, let's do the little side things, and then we'll get to the big one. So, there is a War Within catch-up questline that's about 3 hours. I didn't do it. I read someone's post about it, having done it. I was like, yo, 3 hours? So, I didn't, I'm going to be real, I didn't have the time to do that. But, that sounds great. Because I've actually played the War Within, right? So, I know what it would be, but it's really good to hear that they're doing that well. Right? It's going to be good to get people caught up on the story. Love it or hate it, I think the War Within was fine. It is definitely an interim patch. For me, it's probably going to be remembered as Dragonflight 2, right? I really like Dragonflight, and because this is basically just a 2, it's just on par or worse. It wouldn't be, I don't think it's better, but I don't think it's worse. The Dragonflight. I like the War Within. I am going to be doing a War Within retrospect lore rant and loose ends stuff, because this is going to be like the last lore patch, right? So, we'll have to do with that. And there is an Elves of Quel'Tha the Lost lore walking. I've not heard of anyone testing it, and the only thing I read, I'd have to go check it like after this, was that it shows up, but you can't do it, but it's broken. So that'll be something interesting. I wonder if there'll be some extra lore tidbits in there. Most likely. All the lore rants have kind of had a little extra juice, where we get a little extra knowledge. But let's get into the big quest line, The Warning. It's funny that this quest line is called The Warning. There is a name for it on the PTR when you do it. So as you can see, here's Lore Walking Elves. You get some decor from it. And would you look at that? The Ethereal Wisdom now has achievement points instead of Feat of Strength. So it doesn't look like it's going to get removed, which I was worried about. But, yes, let's get to the quest line. Ready for Midnight. You literally get the achievement Ready for Midnight when you complete it, which kind of made me sad because, like I said, there's some stuff I wanted to talk about. But this is called Visions of the Shadowed Sun. All right? Now, what's the deal with it? It's funny that the quest line starts with, or they're calling it The Warning, when in my opinion, it should be called The Windrunners. Because the quest line is basically that. The quest line is basically meet the Windrunners, right? Blizzard is giving us a quest line to set up Midnight that is basically meet the Windrunners. You want to know why I'm saying that? Because here's how it goes. First off, you meet up with Verisa and Eritor. Verisa has a vision. She's like, Silver Moon's gonna get attacked. And Eritor's like, we should go tell my mother. So they go to Illyria and they're like, yo, Verisa's having visions of Silver Moon being attacked. And Illyria's like, you know what? I'm in Koresh. I want to hunt more ethereals. So let's do that. So she hunts some ethereals. Void absorbs one, pops them. Not really getting information, but we've been endangered. Eritor does some stuff like there's a whole little thing. But she's just there hunting ethereals and absorbing their power or killing them outright, right? She's just hunting and killing is what she's really doing, which is funny when we compare it to what someone else is doing. Um, and she's like, we got to figure out where she's gonna go. Zalatat's gonna go, and Illyria's on board with Verisa and Eritor, but she doesn't really go back to Khazalgar with them at the end. So it's kind of like she doesn't. She joins the team, but she'll come. She'll come back to the team when she's ready, kind of deal. She's on it, but not with the party right now. So then Varese and Eritor are like, yo, because we do hang out with Venari, and then they're like, hey, while we're talking with Venari, let's go meet up with the last Windrunner on the list, Sylvanas. So Venari gets us a portal to the Maw, and when we get to the Maw, the Void sneaks into the Maw. And that's a whole thing, right? The Void sneaking into the Maw is kind of a big problem, right? So the Void sneaks in with us, and we're going around looking for Sylvanas. We find Sylvanas, and at the meantime, we're fighting the Void that we let in. And then Sylvanas is like, oh, you found me? My nephew's here? She also mentions Learath, so it's like, again, this quest line is just blatantly trying to set up stuff for the layman, the normie, the normal person. Here are the Windrunners, right? Got Verisa, the kind, caring sister, the mother. Basically, the mother of the sisters, right? Verisa is the mother, right? Eritor is the little baby boy, marrying the brother, which Sylvanas mentions when we go to the mall. She mentions Learath, who may show up in the next expansion. We'll have to see. Then we have Illyria, who right now is just the hunter, the fighter, the killer, right? That is what she's been doing in Koresh, right? And then we get to Sylvanas, who right now, all we see her doing is bringing balance, actually. So, what is she doing in the Maw? She is saving the souls of the damned. We bring the Void in, and she's like, yo, you brought the Void in? Hey, I'll talk to you, but we got to deal with the Void. Because basically, Eritor's like, Sylvanas, talk to me. And she's like, I'm not going to talk to you. Look what you did. We can't talk right now. We got to deal with this problem. So we deal with the Void, do all that stuff. And at the end, I like the line. They cut off the portal for the Void. And then Sylvanas is like, the Maw denizens will deal with the rest. And it's like, oh, I thought that was cool. So then, but it is interesting seeing the Void trying to get into the Maw. So they're not necessarily afraid of the Maw. Okay, afraid enough of the Maw to try to send people in to get you know who. But then we finally talk to Sylvanas. Eritor's like, come back with us. And Sylvanas is like, no, it's not my time. I still got a job to do. We get to see the owl, Dorather. I thought that was cool. Hanging out with Sylvanas. I wonder how much Tyrande knows. Is Sylvanas talking to Rhonda at points? Does she hear from Tyrande? Or is it just a one-sided Tyrande watching? Like Big Brother, Big Elf. Um, but I am curious. And there's some really cool hints in here. So we go around helping a few souls with Sylvanas, and she used this loot you may have seen in the data mine stuff. And what's very cool about her loot is it's Ma themed. But she uses it, and she uses these baskets that are Arden weld uh, like, and then the magic when she plays it looks like Necrolord stuff. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, are the leaders of the Covenant, via Pelagos or something, helping Sylvanas do her job, right? Because remember, the Covenants have invaded the mob. You know, when during the whole lead up to Torghast stuff, right? The whole invasions, right? So I do wonder, like, yo, are they helping her? Right? The only thing we don't really see, I don't really see anything Kyrian based that she's using, but I could have just missed it, right? But I think that's really cool. And some of the souls, there's like a night elf that was burned, she helps. There's a member of the horde that was loyal to her, that got killed in the plague. And there was um, someone who she had executed, aka Thomas Zelling, right? If we remember BFA, that quest line, when she was gonna, on Bane's trial, she killed that undead dude, Thomas Zelling. You see his soul in the mob. Sylvanas is trying to get him, hey, I can help you, send you to where you need to go. He's like, fuck you, I hate you, you're evil. And she's like, okay, understandable. I'll be back next time whenever you're ready to go, kind of deal. I'm like, that's really cool that she's just like taking it. She's just taking the heat. And I think that's really cool for her. I can't wait for other people to play it. I think it will bring some people who dislike Sylvanas more around to, like, not her redeeming, because she doesn't even want redemption, but to her doing something to help us in the story. Because to me, that's what it's about. You don't got to have characters redeemed. Like, is Illidan redeemed for some of the stuff he did to some people? No, not really. But will we be fine with her coming back and blasting Xal'atath or something? That's what Blizzard's trying to get, in my opinion, right? Because at the end of the quest line, especially if you're a loyalist, she's basically like, yo, I'll be back. Don't tell him, because she's like, to him, I'm not coming back. You're all the Windrunner they need. Because that's the whole quest line. It's basically just so Erator is a Windrunner, right? We have Varisa the Windrunner, Erator the Windrunner, Illyria the Windrunner, and Sylvanas. And like I said, Sylvanas is the one right now. Remember, Illyria is hunting, killing. Varisa helping be a mother to Erator. Sylvanas saving the souls of the damned. So you have the savior, the hunter, and the mother. All right. Well, maybe not calling Sylvanas the savior, but you see what I'm saying, right? All three of these Windrunner sisters are like a piece to the Windrunner whole, and Erator is kind of a stand-in for their younger brother, but he's the nephew. He's the little baby. He is the next Windrunner, is what they're setting up. Now, again, I wonder if, because this is basically directly going to lead into Blood Ties, right? So we know Varisa and Erator's time here, because they return, talk about some stuff at the Isle of Dorne, and they kind of split up there too. And Varisa's like, I got to do some stuff. She's probably going to be getting the High Elves and all that stuff, because something's going to happen at Silvermoon. We already know the warning, blah, blah, blah. Then Erator, at this point, most likely, because this is how it looks like it leads. So it's the 11.2.7. Then Erator, Illyria, and Terrellian go to do Blood Ties, right? So that book happens in between this patch and Midnight, in my opinion. While we're doing the pre-patch, they're off going after this Legion lieutenant in Blood Ties, as far as we know. So I think that book is going to be very interesting. But again, since we see all three of them in Midnight, we do know that isn't a spoiler. We know that all three of them are in Midnight. Nothing, no one's gonna die in Blood Ties, which I think is good, or at least I don't think they're gonna be do big things in Blood Ties. But that is gonna help lead into some stuff going on into Midnight. So I'll have to check that out when I can, if I can. Otherwise, I'll just read about spoilers online. But there it is. So we got the warning, the Windrunners. Basically, everybody learn who the Windrunners are, know the sisters. They're gonna play a big role in Midnight. That's basically what it's setting up. Pandaren Heritage, great, awesome. A few little tweaks functionally to it, I think, would be awesome. And then War Within catch up and the Elves of Quel'Tha the Lost catch up too. So lots of elf content. If you like elves, Windrunners, or pandas, it's going to be a good patch. Otherwise, you'll be doing housing. You'll be doing Legion Remix during the 11.2.7. But that's what it is for lore people. Hopefully, I'll do the elf quest line if it's up on the PTR at some point. If not, then I'll do it live and see what's up with it. See if they give us any extra juice in that. And hopefully the mic sounded good. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.